we're in our top 20. Now that we're in our top 20, I feel like I can do this part where I tell you who of each movie how many kills are left. And this won't be long. So in the first movie, there's 2 kills left. Second movie, 2 kills left. Third movie, none. Fourth movie, 4 kills left. Neat. Season 1, there's 2 kills left. Season 2, there's 3 kills left. Halloween special, no, none kills left. Season 3, there's 4 kills left. And the 5th movie, there's 3 kills left. So, just to give you the general idea of what is all in these top 20. And number 20 is a Season 2 kill, and that would be Eddie, fucking just some guy that works at the motel, and he only dies because he saw Piper with Audrey. It's a whole story. You'd have to see the show, and I'm hoping that people that watch this all the way through have seen the show and aren't just watching it because they're never going to watch the show, and they don't care if I spoil it, because it's worth watching if you're a horror fan. Moving on to the kill. Getting stabbed to death with a fucking corkscrew. I mean, that is awesome. And then, like, the amount of stabs, the brutality of it, the realism of it, the fucking... You can feel the impact. Whereas, like, it's very similar with... Like, I'm going to compare it to the Judy kill. Even though it's not low, but it's lower. And, like, comparatively, the character is more important, but the stabs feel realer with Eddie. And I'll admit, other stabs in Scream 5, obviously, are better than this. But just to compare, like, that multiple stabs over a person thing and why they're separate so far, that's why. Like, I know I wouldn't usually put a character that I don't care about this high, but when the kill is gruesome enough, it heightens it. But it still will be harder to beat kills where the character is so much more enjoyable. And that's why Randy is so high in the off-screen kills, despite that jukebox scene. Speaking of Scream 2, our next kill is from Scream 2, and it's Phil, and he's leaning up against the bathroom stall, and Mickey, and you can tell it's Mickey because it's Timothy Olyphant's voice, saying lines from Black Christmas that also foreshadow the ending of this movie, because in Black Christmas he says over the phone the words Billy and Mom a lot, so in the first viewing, if you even catch that, you might not even think of that. You might think of just Black Christmas. I don't know. I didn't catch that the first time. But, no, I love that scene. And, of course, stabbing through the bathroom stall. I mean, bathroom stalls are pretty goddamn thick. I don't know. I mean, between this and Perkins' kill, which is the forehead, pretty thick. I mean, I know with him, he got stabbed in, like, the temple ear area, so I can buy the knife going through that. But the going through the bathroom stall and the forehead, that's different. And the other guy that got stabbed in the head, he got stabbed in the back of the head, and the base is more soft. I know that for a fact. I haven't stabbed anyone in the head. But yeah, I love that. And the blood on the floor and taking his jacket, which I'm not taking the jacket's not really part of the kill, but it is part of why that scene works so well. Yeah, Phil's great. His death's great too. Fun fact, I think that Mickey, like another YouTuber, Zach Cherry, is why I think this, but he didn't come up with part of this, I don't think. He came up with the idea that Mickey probably gave them the tickets because he said they were free and she wouldn't even normally want to be there. And I wholeheartedly agree with that, but I want to go a step further and say, I think he set them up to be dating in the first place because their names matched. And, you know, Timothy Olyphant, charismatic guy, he's in the same college. I could see them working that out, not being suspicious at all. And, you know, they're arguing about, like, he's a horror fan, she hates them. They obviously haven't been together that long to be having this discussion the way they are, I don't know. That's my headcanon, is that he set them up. And it kind of helps I don't know if it helps the kills as much as it... Yeah, it kind of helps the kills. Alright, moving on to our number 18 spot, which is a kill from season 1 of the TV show. And that is the noose scene where the chick, who's very sadly suicidal already, and Kieran is texting her through a cloned phone of Audrey's or some shit, using a voice changer that sounds like hers, it's evocative of Scream 3, and it doesn't make sense, and it's not really working quite well, because I think they're trying to make it more realistic by making it a technology that's not a technology that's shoddy, like Star Wars, but not nearly as good in any way. I mean, better than the Disney ones, but I'm not going to go there right now. This isn't about that. Yeah, you heard it here. I like MTV Scream more than I like Disney Star Wars. But I like the first 6 Star Wars movies more than I like every Scream movie. So I don't know what you can possibly do with that information, but there it is. Nothing to do with this list. I didn't expect to get on that trail, but here we are. Rachel, he puts the noose around her neck, tosses her off the balcony, and she's hung. And then he pulls her up and strings her up in her room to make it look like she hung herself. And just now I thought of Heathers, but, like, it really has... and maybe that's because, like, 3 of the characters in this movie, or this TV series, are basically the Heathers. You got one that's kind of a bitch, one that starts out the second most bitchy, and then, like, ends up good, and then kind of lose track of the third one. And I don't think they really have the third one. But they have 2 that are like Heathers. And I think that was enough. Having another one would have been on the nose. But yeah, it's up here because it's like, first of all, it's sad, but second of all, it's brutal, and it's original. It's new. It's not something that's just stabbings and shootings, which is most of these killings, which I'm surprised I have not brought up yet. But yeah, no, like, I like the kills that aren't just that, you know? And this is something new, and it was pretty early in the series, and I was like, alright, we're not going to just have stabbings and shootings. That decapitation was the first hint, but damn. Alright, number 17. And number 17 is the best gun kill of the franchise, I think. And it is Trevor getting shot in the dick and then in the face. Come on now. That has to be the best gun kill of the franchise. It's so gnarly. It's just something you don't want to happen to you. It's getting shot in the dick. I mean, come on. You don't want to get shot in the dick. No one wants to get shot in the dick. Ugh. But you don't shoot someone in the dick. Anyway. And then he gets shot in the head, put out his misery, begging for his life. I don't get that at that point, but you do you, my guy. You do you. Alright, we're going to move on to number 16. And number 16 is Brooke's dad, the mayor. Fucking Mayor Quinn Maddox. He's a douchebag. Oh, yeah. There's a body that he's seen dragging in a videotape. With that body, we'll go better than Maureen, worse than the kid in the trunk. I forgot that completely. But, yeah. Sorry. But, yeah, he's a dick for hiding that. I mean, despite trying to protect his family from, or his mom from, or despite having to protect his wife from prison, it's just a douche move to hide the body of a drug addict from their family. So, fuck you, eh? But yeah, the kill's great. The pitchfork through the chest and rammed against whatever he's rammed into. It looks like a wheel of some sort. That was cool. Also, it was like the biggest character death since Zoe. And it's like the biggest one of the finale besides Eli. It's the only kill... Like, it's the biggest death for a while, like, because he's the only kill in the season for a while that was a Season 1 character. So that was neat. Number 15. And number 15, we have... This is where it started to get really hard for me. Because number 15 is Shane. And Shane... I'm ignoring that whole part with the ladder unrealistically makes him fall where it's below his neck. Whatever. But the idea that he's trapped under a ladder by the neck, struggling, can't get it off of him. And then Beth comes up with a fucking syringe full of, like, heroin or some shit and injects it into his fucking eyeball. Like, not underneath of it, in his fucking eyeball. And he ODs there, gurgling shit while a thing's on his throat, so he's choking and gurgling at the same time, and it's just... struggling, and it's just fucking brutal. What can I say? It's just fucking brutal. And that's why it's a high on the list. Character's not that likable, but he's not really supposed to be. They kind of try to do something right before that to redeem him a little bit, but he's still a little bitch. He had Ghostface in his sights and didn't shoot. You telling me that you're trying to be gangster, man? You can't even kill someone who's trying to kill you? Shut the fuck up. Fuck you. Alright, moving on. Alright. Number 14. Another Season 3 kill. Manny. And he is the stereotypical gay guy. He's probably one of the most entertaining characters in this season, but a lot of the characters in this season are just stereotypes, which is annoying, because on the one hand, yes, it's nice to have a diverse season, but on the other hand, half of them are stereotypes. And the ones that aren't are great. And some of the ones that are great. That's why, like, I like Manny. That's why this kill is so effective. And also, just him getting trapped in a car and burned to death. That's fucking brutal, dude. And, like, his best friend and, like, other friend have to come up and find him. And Beth's there, too, but she fucking did it. God, it's just so brutal. And the music they play to transition that, like, it's sad and effective, and it's what made me think, alright, this season's great. And then, of course, the last 2 episodes biffed the landing. But this season had me going at this point. Alright. Another last, because this is the last kill on this list from Scream 2. And you know what it is? The cop that gets fucking ran over, and then a fucking pole goes through his fucking head, and he's twitching and shit. And I think this might have been my favorite when I did this 2 years ago in that video, but it's clearly not now, because there's still movies that were around then that are above this. Opinions change. This might be different in 5 years. I don't know. I'm not going to try and fuck with this again. But unless another Scream movie comes out, but goddamn. Yeah, that whole scene is just so cool. I mean, the whole, like, Ghostface attacking these FBI agents. I mean, first of all, getting him out of the way first. Good idea. Not part of why this kill's so high. But I just love that's the goriest kill of, like, the first 2 movies. Apart from the guts in those first 2 on-screen kills in Scream 1, but again, the gutting itself was off-screen. So this was, like, gnarly. And, like, the whole, like, crash part of it, and, like, it's very Final Destination, which I love that franchise. I've already brought up the franchise once this fucking video, so you should know I love that franchise. But yeah. God. Up next, number 12, and we have Charlie Walker. I know he just gets stabbed twice, but he does really great, like, twitching, dying acting. And I love the betrayal was, like, unexpected, even though, like, and it's really weird that, like 3 out of the 4 or 5 female killers we get, 3 out of the 5 female killers we get in this franchise betray their partner. And I think that's kind of fucked up. But whatever, it fits in line with Jill and Mrs. Loomis's characters perfectly. And Beth's. But, yeah, no. Charlie, I love that kill. Because first of all, he stabbed in the heart, which is brutal. And then he stabbed again in the stomach, which, you know, whatever. Just because he's supposed to be framed as one of the killers he is. And it takes more than 1 hit to kill them. So it makes sense to do that twice. Double tap. And like I said, I love that he's twitching on the ground while she's monologuing, and she just doesn't give a fuck, and Sydney's like, what the fuck? And she's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know, it's a good kill. Alright, number 11. The last one before the top 10. And this kill, some of you might be like, why is this so high? It's not that gory. But I like it, so fuck off. This next kill is Robbie. And I love the character, which is probably why this kill is so impactful. Because, like, apart from Kirby, Robbie's the best new character. And now that she's not dead, he's the most impactful death of that movie. Not the best death, but the most impactful death, which we still haven't gotten to the best death of that franchise. Yeah, 3 different types of kills, or stabs. And he stabbed him in the chest, which, you know, fuck. That's already going to be hard to survive. And then he stabbed in the back. And again, these are different types of stabs. And thrown on the ground. And then the whole I'm gay if it helps thing, which is funny. And then stabbed in the stomach. Because Charlie doesn't care. He's going to kill you no matter what. And God, I love that. And the whole, like, God, and then, like, he comes back to warn everyone else. And he comes back to warn everyone else. It's like a heroic move. And he falls to the ground dead. And for like a day, I was like, maybe he's alive. And then I watched the movie again, and they check his pulse, so he's dead. But whatever. If he's alive too, that would have taken away all of the impactful kills of the fourth movie, so that would be lame. So yeah, Robbie. Good kill. And I love that he's live streaming the whole thing. Like, he has a fan base that had to see that. And it plays into why Charlie loves the footage of that one more. Apart from just that being the biggest moment for him, because it's his best friend. And the person that bullies him about not getting laid, which is why he kills him. But, all that aside, now we are in our top 10. This could have been its own video, but nah, fuck that. I'm going all in. Top 10 kills of the franchise. And in our top 10, we have 2 kills from the first movie. 1 kill from the fourth movie. 1 kill from season 1. 1 kill from season 2. 2 kills from season 3. And 3 kills from the 5th movie. So, how do they stack up? That's the question. I mean, I doubt anyone gives a fuck what my last 10 kills are, but my top 10, that's the part you're all here for. Number 10. I've already talked about this kill on another video, but I'm going to go in again. Tommy Jenkins gets stabbed in the fucking neck, plastic bag over his fucking head, blood fills the bag. He's not, first of all, he's suffocating on the plastic bag. Now he's drowning in his own blood as well. It's the jugular. It's fast. It's fucking brutal. It's revenge. It's a whole trifecta of just amazingness. Great. Number 9. Maybe controversial, but, I mean, 9 out of, like, 90 is not bad. Tatum. The garage door kill. Classic kill. Yes, she could have fit through that, but maybe, in my mind, maybe her just shirt got snagged or something. I don't know. But the kill is just so brutal. Crushed in a fucking neck breaking. And, like, you gotta think that this part also broke. So, that's fucking brutal. Awesome kill. Number 9. Number 8, we have a kill from Scream 5. And that levels the playing field a little bit, but you gotta think every other installment has 1 kill left. So, Wes, knife through the fucking neck, partially through one side, out the other. It's like, it looks like it's right through the jugular, but it's not gushing as much as that would happen just because the knife's still in there, which is realistic. It's brutal. It's awesome. He fucking pulls it down and tears at the skin a bit, which is just so much more to the kill, and drags him down to the floor, and it's just... Ugh. Of the 2 killers, this is Richie's best kill of this movie, for sure. We haven't hit Amber's yet. Alright, being that so many of these installments have 1 kill left, we have hit another last. And this is Season 1, Will, tied to the chair, sawed the fucking half, kind of off screen, blood splatter. But in the next episode's beginning, we see the pieces split apart, with his mom behind them with groceries, screaming, which, awesome. We do see hallucinations of, like, his face in half like that, but I'm not trying not to count that, but I'm thinking in my head that's what it looked like, but without him moving. This kill, it's just brutal, it's awesome, it's iconic. It's like this is the kill in when I was first watching the show all the way through. When I saw this kill, I was like, oh, the series has better kills than the fucking movies. Debate on that based on just how many kills from the movies are above so many kills from the show. I mean, the bottom 2 kills are kills from the show, but you know what I mean, whatever. This kill is amazing. And the character, you don't like him at all. And he does some kind of redeemable stuff, but at this point you still think he might be faking that. And his death's kind of where you realize, oh no, he wasn't. And yeah, I love the idea that Kieran's like, we need to get Will out of here so I can get closer to Emma. Because he needs to sleeper cell his way into this group. And get with Emma so that she trusts him completely. So he knows everything they know, so he can stay one step ahead of them. That's why he's such an effective killer. That's why he's so great. And no, I actually do love the series. I just, there's parts about it that I'm like, Ugh, MTV. But, you know, whatever. You gotta take the good with the bad sometimes. That was the last kill of season 1. Fucking brutal. It fucks with Emma for a long time. She doesn't really act it that well. She doesn't really seem as broken as she should. But the makeup department isn't really allowing her to look as fucked up as she should at this point. And I think the scripts specifically try to cut around the biggest parts of her trauma after they realize that she's not great at that part. I don't know. She's not bad at like every part of this series. She's doing a good job for most of it, but I don't believe the shock of the split. Sorry. Next, another last. We have a few lasts in order here. But, up next, Season 2, Jake's kill. First kill of the season, best kill of the season, best kill of the MTV era, Jake. One of my favorite characters of the MTV era, outside Noah. I love this character, because, I mean, yes, he's a fucking asshole weirdo for, you know, his classmates' cameras and, like, looking at them through them. But, like, that's weird. He's not the first person to do that, though. Tyler is. He's carrying on with the blackmailing part. And he still has the files, though. I don't know, but he's just so funny in all the other aspects of the movie, and he's a good character as far as his relationship with Brooke, apart from the blackmailing her dad part. But he was doing that for Will. He's a complex character, and that's part of why I like him. But his kill is so brutal, because, like, going into Season 2, he's, like, my top 2 characters. Noah, Jake, and then, at this point, I would say Brooke is higher than them, but by Season 2, Episode 1, she wasn't. Brooke came with, like, how she dealt with the grieving and, like, all of that best out of everyone. But that's not the point of this video at all. Jake's kill is immensely amazing, because, first of all, he's the only character at this point that we care about a lot that we can afford to lose. And that's debatable. But he's chained up by the legs, and he has a fucking scythe ripped down his fucking dick and balls to his fucking throat, and he's covered in blood, his fucking guts fucking in his hand stopping, and just his final words being basically, I'm not gonna fucking die, it's not my time. And that being such a big impact, because all of these characters bonded through the series of events of the first season, and you really felt that they grew together. So you knew when they found out about Jake, it was going to be a big deal. And they didn't do that for 4 fucking episodes. I don't know why. But yeah, no, that death was amazing. Amazing. Now we are in our top 5. Top 5, baby. I'm going to hit this bong. Up next, we have a kill that people will debate till the end of the earth. Didn't happen, but it did. Stu's dead. He's number 5. The last kill from the original movie on this list is Stu at number 5. Now, I love this kill for so many goddamn reasons. First of all, I'm including all of the stabs Billy gave him as part of it. And just the knee to the balls and the face to the head. But also, that final kill. Like, the shot on the TV is Lori stabbing Michael, which is an instance, like, one of the first instances of, you can tell I'm excited. It was one of the first instances of a final girl attacking the killer. As far as I know. I mean, I haven't seen Peeping Tom yet. I should react to that on YouTube, but no. That's the first instance of that. Carry That Torch screams the first instance of the final girl killing damn near every killer in the fucking franchise. They all die. And Sydney's a badass character. Now, granted, I didn't like her as much in 1 as I did in 2 onward. Her character as a whole, phenomenal. I didn't like her in 1. It's just like when I compare her to the characters in 1, in the sequels, she doesn't stack up as much. But in every sequel, when I take into account her development, she skyrockets in that ranking. And yeah, Stu's kill is amazing. I mean, first of all, crushed in the head by a TV, playing horror, showing him in that last second, in that last frame he sees, why human beings shouldn't be trying to be slasher killers, and the same reason Kick-Ass shows human beings shouldn't be trying to be superheroes. They're movies. And the idea that that concept is the last thing he sees while a TV crushes his head and he's electrocuted to fucking death. And he's a killer that is fucking snapped from movies. Well, not from movies, but he snapped from his childhood, and the movies accentuated it. But, god damn, this is just such a good kill. I mean, I could go on and on and on about Stu's kill, and I don't want to, because I feel like this video, I'm recording for 2 hours and 7 minutes. So, kudos to me for editing it down to however long it is by the time you are seeing this. But, Stu. What's your motive? Billy's got one. Police are on their way. What are you going to tell them? Peer pressure. I'm sorry, I just get caught up in the ending of Scream because I love the ending of Scream. For endings to a horror movie. Got to go with Saw and Freddy vs. Jason above it, but top 3 or 4. Right. Up next, another last. It's our last kill from Scream 4. It's Olivia. First time someone gets stabbed through the hand. I love that callback in the 5th movie. Fucking brutalized, stabbed so many fucking times. Smashed through the fucking window. Gutted. And we actually see her guts everywhere. It's kind of like the first movie, but like it's lingers on it a lot more. It's more close up. And I love it. Feels like an homage to that scene too. But yeah, no, Charlie's such a good killer. The phone calls in that scene were good too. As far as trying to include any of that in the kill, I don't try to, but the the only part that's a little bit hard is, I never said I was in your closet. That was neat. But yeah, Olivia, everyone knew she was going to be top tier kills. I mean, everyone talks about that kill in the Scream movies, like, as one of the best kills in the movies. And yes, when I include the TV show that has arguably more gruesome kills, it's still one of the best. So, yeah, number 4, Olivia. Up next is our last kill from Season 3 of the show, which means the top 2 kills are both from Scream 5. Yeah, Amir from Season 3 of the Scream TV show. He's stabbed with, like, this weird big machete thing, and it looks CG at first, but then, like, it doesn't matter because it twists, and then he's in an elevator, and the elevator starts, and the machete drags down his, like, right from his sternum all the way through and splits him in half after the legs, but he's still in piece, like, from here up. And it's... Could you imagine a worse fate? Could you imagine a worse fate? Please tell me. I mean, yeah, burning to death, drowning, sure. But this sucks. Like, I didn't like the character that much. I didn't hate the character. I just didn't like the character that much. And no, I hate the character just because, like, part of why he dies is because he, Ghostface sends a text to everyone in the group and says, someone should tell me who to kill next, essentially. But it's a trap, and whoever texts him dies, and that's why he dies. And it helps me with, like, the idea that he's stabbed, and then he's just fucking ripped his dick, ah! But also, he makes it out of there somehow. He's laying on the floor, and Ghostface comes up, and he pulls the mask off, like Casey did. And again, we don't see it, and it's homage to that scene, and it's beautiful, and he does a good job of that too, because you can see he realizes it's Beth, and for the whole first 4 episodes up until his death, they've been having this will they, won't they romance shit, and it's always weird for me, because, like, why is she giving him a chance? But at the end of the day, it's because she's testing his, like, if he's got what it takes to survive. And growing attached to him, like she said, makes... After she killed him, she realized she could kill anyone. I don't know. But yeah, Amir's death, top tier. Top tier. I mean, come on. I mean, everything in, like, the top, like, 20-something is top tier, but, like, this is the top of top tier. Us, to a lot of people are going to say, is the saddest kill of the franchise, and it would be hard to argue with them. Number 2 is Dewey. And God, it is so... It's iconic. It's already iconic. You know what that... Do you understand that? Like, this is so good. I mean, the line, "It's an honor." That sold me. Like, when I found out this movie was gonna kill him after I've been tired of Gale and Dewey living for so long, I was like, this is a good movie. When she said, "It's an honor," I don't know why I did that. It's in the mask, but whatever. That made me think, okay, this is a great movie. Like, God, this kill. First of all, Gale's the one that texts him to kill him. But, you know, I'm not blaming her. It makes sense that she was just with him, she gets done filming something, he realizes he's gone, calls him. Checks out. Gets stabbed in the fucking gut, and then in the back, and then ripped. And I think it's like this, but I could be wrong. Maybe they're both down, but I think it's like this. And then the fucking blood spills everywhere, and he's gurgling and he's crying, and like, it's an honor, and just it's filmed so beautifully. I think the banner in the background says "thank you" or something. They play his theme right before it. It's right at a smart moment where he wants to kill the killer before the unmasking part, which I think they should do in the next movie, because it would add a whole layer to the whodunit that would be cool. Like, who's working with them? But, God, Dewey's death. I mean, it's so good that it blew away all of the kills except one. This is a long time coming. He was supposed to die in the one, he lived. Supposed to die in 2, he lived. At that point, I'm like, I'm still okay with it, but I'm annoyed that Gale's living because she's never redeemed herself fully to me. Yes, there's the same profiting off of the deaths of the friends bit too, and the writing the book about it and like insulting people. Like she talked about Dewey in a bad light. You can only imagine how she talked about Tatum. And, yeah, I don't know. So, there's that whole aspect. I don't like Gale. So, in the third movie, when like, anyone can die, I already saw their faces on the fourth one, and I just saw the missed opportunity. Comparing them. If Dewey died in the first movie like that, that would have been a waste. I like that they brought him back in that one. 2, while I enjoy him in 3, 4, and especially 5, I will say, if he died in that scene in Scream 2, it would be higher than this kill, even. And even the one below it, or above it, or whatever you want to say. Because in Scream 2, Gale's right there. They just had that peak of their relationship not being as toxic as it was, and became again. And it was emotional, and it checks off another one of her lists, and yeah. But I get not killing him there either. You already killed Randy. If you kill both of them, people are gonna be mad. And he's funny in 3, and he's great in 4 and 5. He's funny in them all, but so I understand that. I'm not mad they didn't kill him in that. But by 4, the fact that it was the last one I saw where I didn't have it spoiled, they were in the sequels, I was the most wanting them to kill Gale or Dewey, other than this time. And again, they didn't do it. But again, this is a remake, so it would be disrespectful to kill them in that movie just because of the grounds of don't fuck with the original. So thematically, you can't kill them in that movie. But in 3, they set it up to be the final act of the trilogy so anyone could die and they don't fucking kill anyone. So, then you get to Scream 5, and it's about requels. And in my mind, you need to kill Gale or Dewey going into this fucking movie. You have to do it. And while I hate Gale and I love Dewey, that's also why it had to be Dewey. Because if it was Gale, the characters would be sad, but I would just be hyped. With Dewey, I was hyped, and then I was sad. And I was still, like, buzzing off of, like, oh my god, they did it. It's a whole other feeling. Sad when it happens, but with Gale, I wouldn't have been as sad. And they know that, like, a third or a fourth, or maybe even an eighth of the audience don't like Gale. But everyone loves Dewey, and that's why, thematically, with the emotional aspects of the movie, it had to be Dewey. Which brings me to number 1. And this is the last kill of the 5th movie and the last kill of the fucking list. The best kill of the franchise. Oh my god, it's Richie's. Fuck. Don't fuck with the daughter of a serial killer. Fucking stabbed through the cheek, and then she stabs him 22 times. I didn't count. I saw that on a YouTube video, and I'm like, oh my god, it felt like a lot. And then the throat slit, which was not counted as part of the 22, which of course is not, because it's not a stab, it's a slit. And it's such a good slit, too, because it's not, like, it's not perfect, and that's why it's so, like, ugh. It feels like it would be, like, I don't know, ugh. But, yeah, stabbed so many fucking times. And while I, the whole Billy Loomis hallucination aspect of the movie, because I didn't want him to bring back anybody. I think they're dead. I didn't like the hallucinations in 3. I don't like them now. But I do like them. I do like them, but I don't like them. It's weird. Because, like, on one hand, it feels out of place, but on the other hand, it's believable enough for me. It's part of her subconscious mind, but it's also speaking to the audience, where Billy is encouraging her to fuck up this wannabe Billy. It's kind of like it's a play on the themes of don't fuck with the original, but it's also more of, like, as far as, like, trying to outdo a Ghostface. I don't know. A lot of these killers put up a good fight in that ranking. Hell, one of them beats the original 2, and I'm not going to tell you which ones, because you should watch that ranking. It's good. But Richie, such a great kill. Such a great kill. 22 fucking stabs. I mean, come on. Earlier, but whatever. I mean, this is brutal. And of course, shooting him more while he's on the ground. I mean, in my mind, he was pretty dead. Like, he was probably alive when she shot him, but he wouldn't have been alive if she hadn't shot him anyway. That's what I think of it. But either way, that's cool. Yeah. Kills in the Scream franchise ranked. You want to drop your top 10 in the comments, do that. If you drop your top 90, I would feel obligated to read it, because I don't want anyone to have to do that, but I'm asking you not to do that. But there it is.